this is a very good thing to bring up. I want to talk about this. In this video, I want to talk about what happens when you feel that distress, when you feel separate from your body and not in a good way. What could cause that, or at least what caused that in me, how to heal from that, and then also how to get your body on your team. There are a few people that I've seen my other video and they're like, oh, how do I get my body to do this and get my body to just kind of respond to what I request? We're going to talk about that. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a backstory. Basically, long story short, back when I was in like college, I had put my body in a situation that I didn't want to be in on more than one occasion. I just let the cat out of the bag. I slept with someone I didn't want to sleep with, and I wasn't assaulted. It's not their fault. I consented, but I didn't want to. My body didn't consent. I consented, and fast forward to that situation, I had went through a period of time. Mind you, I wasn't like super spiritual or anything like that. I hadn't started my self-growth journey, none of that, none of this. But I did notice a severe disconnect in my body. It suddenly was very reactive to men, period. Like, I couldn't even like dance with guys out with my friends like I used to. Like, it very much, I felt it. It was like, no, we do not fuck with anybody. Don't know. I wasn't allowed to make decisions. That's how I described it. Before any of this, like knowing my body and separation, none of that. I just clocked. I was like, I don't think I'm the one making decisions, because I just said this is cool, but my body's clearly saying no, and it's a loud, screaming, blaring no. And I was like, dang, like I like this person, or I like to do these things or whatever. Like, why you gotta be like that? Like, I like dancing when I'm out and stuff. And I just wasn't given the authority to make any decisions. And it was really like uncanny. It was really weird. Fast forward, right? Like, cause we can be here all day talking about that. Fast forward, after let's say a year or plus, I don't even know, my body got more like, okay, I can kind of let you call the shots, kinda. And mind you, I'm a person that's always really put my body first. That's actually why, a big reason, there's multiple reasons I quit my job, but that was like the deal breaker. Anytime a job started to impact my literal body, like I'm getting back pain from this job or my eyes or something, like now I gotta go. I only get one body. And so it kind of got on board, but it was a long time of this just like, and I was like, bro, that was so long ago. Like, why are we still? Because I knew it was from that. I knew it was from that situation. I was like, bro, that was so long ago. Like, you would just get over it. Fast forward to when, like, kind of more when I started posting on here and I'm talking about all the somatic work and stuff. When I first started talking to my body, and I brought that up, as old as that was, I was like, let's just address the elephant in the room. How did you feel about that? And I just like sat with my body and stuff, and I eventually cried. It was a whole thing. I bring this story up to say what I think can cause that disconnect with your body, that's not a good one, not a good separation, is when you betray it, when you just flat out tell it to shut up. It clearly said, no, bro, I don't want to go over here. I don't want to do this. I don't want, even at my job, after being away from it for so long, I see just how disconnected I got from it, even in dance. And I was getting so frustrated with my dancing, so I was like, I'm not feeling the music like I used to. It was like psychologically like killing me. I was like, bro, I don't get it. And it's like, I kept telling my body to be quiet. And so I think the way to heal that, at least for myself, I'm just gonna share my experience, how I have really healed through that is, like I told you, I laid on my bed and I had a conversation with my body. I like to talk out loud. I can talk in my head. It does work, but the signal I feel like is stronger if I say it out loud. So it's a little bit easier for me to know, like, is that a yes or a no? And I've sat with my body enough to know what yeses and nos kind of feel like. And I think what really matters is good feelings versus bad feelings. And I think the location matters as well, but I think how good, if the feeling feels good or bad, that's a good place to start of a yes or a no. And then you can later care more about the location of, oh, it's in my heart chakra, it's here. Like, you can get into that later. I think lack of discipline and lack of showing up for your body can also create some disconnect. To me, taking care of my body is like the utmost. Like when I shared in the last video about how I asked my body to do this and it doesn't and stuff, this is not a manifestation hack. This is like a relationship I have built and continue to build I love my body. It's just the most important thing to me. You know, I eat well, I take care. I feel like I'm taking care of my vessel. As not to call myself a vessel, but that's how it kind of feels. I'm like, hey, look, man, especially right now, if you want to loop this into manifestation even more, I've been like, hey, man, as long as you keep vibrating at a frequency that puts out signals of abundance and safety, as long as you can keep feeling safe and loving and whatever, I'm gonna keep doing whatever it is you need me to do. You want me to keep doing my workouts? Copy. You want me to keep eating well? Copy. You want copy. Hygiene? Copy. Like anything you want and need, I got you. Period. I don't betray my body at all. I will ask it anything. Yesterday, I was on the phone. I was on hold with my loan provider. And I was like, bro, I just want to hang up. And then I asked, I was like, yo, should we just hang up? Like, we've been on the phone for like 3 hours. I don't think anyone's going to answer because we've been around this block before. But I really needed somebody to answer. And I was like, bro, what do you think? And then I could feel in my body. I was like, I think I'm going to hang up. And it was like, don't hang up. I was like, all right. And then somebody ended up answering. But, you know, I'll ask it. I use that example to say I'll ask it anything about my life, present, future, whatever. How did it feel about certain things? What's your feedback? What are your thoughts? And it's the same way, like I told you, if something happens that I don't like, I know that it's not me. If I start to feel feelings of being offended or defensive, or even, I don't know how much you feel judgment. That feels like a head thing, but I have to think about that. But essentially, like, I have become very comfortable with self-soothing. Like, I will, the same way like you do a friend or a significant other or a parent or a kid, you know, if something goes wrong, you're like, you know, hey, it's okay, man. Like, you soothe them, you're forgiving to them, you talk to them, you let them, you know, voice themselves and their opinions and how they felt. So yeah, now, because I feel like I've built such a good relationship with my body, do I feel like it's become more responsive and it feels safer, you know, being seen? It feels safer dancing in public and posting my videos. It feels safer just with day-to-day tasks and taking its time and not being rushed and making mistakes, because I tell it, I'm like, hey, it's okay. You know, sometimes an old programming, an old feeling of anxiousness or something will come back, and I literally talk to him like, hey, yo, it's okay. You're good. You're still safe. I think you're doing a good job. And then I'll feel it start to like calm. It's a really, I sound crazy, but it's a beautiful relationship. And that's what I feel like this is a relationship. This is not a hack. This is not a quantum hack. This is not any of that. It's love. And I see more than ever now why people say discipline is the like highest form of self-love. I've always considered myself a disciplined person. I've always been pretty disciplined. But right now more than ever, I love loving my body. I love showing up for it. I'm like, hey man, you know, you keep doing you and I will take any of the action needed. I will give you the stage. I will give you the platform. I will take the steps that you need. Just like keep rocking with me. You rock with me, I rock with you. And if my body is happy, I'm happy because we feel each other's emotions. So if you went in your room and you sat and you tried to ask your body a question and you didn't really feel a signal, don't be hard on yourself. Keep building the relationship. It's not just I'm gonna sit here and ask and get all my wishes fulfilled, but I'm gonna ignore you and I'm not gonna feed you well and I'm not gonna treat you well and I'm not gonna do the things that you want me to do. I'm not gonna show up for you. But hey, grow my hair longer. Oh, I'll say one more thing. Shame, toss that out the door. Judgment, toss that out the door. If my body feels a certain type of way about something, especially if it's a private session in my room where I'm just talking to it like, hey, getting feedback, don't feel shame for feeling a certain way. Love all of your emotions. Love all of you. So to sum this up, I think what could cause a disconnect is by not listening to your body, shutting it down. I think the way to heal it is to talk to it and build that relationship again. I think the way to get it to be like responding to you and like, hey, can you grow my hair longer? Hey, can we do this? Can we do that? Is just the same as before, building that relationship and loving each other and showing up for each other. That's my 2 cents, my soapbox.